we're here for the 5th and final round of this league. We are currently 4-0. Very exciting start. I'm hoping to get this final round win, and with that said, let's just jump into it. All right. Quick pairing, too. Let's get this show on the road, y'all. All right, on the play. I like it, I like it. Man, this is a little annoying that I can't see the cards. It's a little harder to interpret these hands. Still, we've got an Amulet. We don't have a bounce land, but we have Dryad and Titan, so this is going to be a turn 3 Dryad, possibly turn 4 Titan kind of hand, depending on if we draw lands or not. Regardless, I think it's good enough. I'm going to keep on the faith that we do, in fact, top deck a bounce land, so. I'm a little tempted to restart Magic Online here to see if I can get the card images to load back up, but I also don't want to get immediately booted out of the match or something like that, or like lose the match due to disconnecting or something crazy like that. So it's not my preference to, I kind of figured that when we got to the games, the images for the cards would show up. Clearly I was wrong. Flooded Strand. Alright. Snow Island. Alright. Arkham's Astrolabe. What else? Okay, T-West represents a potential bounce land if we have to transmute. If I were to play T-West and then Vesuva copying it, then we'd have the blue lands already in play, but then we'd just need a bounce land to pick up the T-West, or we'd just have to naturally draw a second T-West. So I think the line is going to be to plan to hit our T-West mana off of this Dryad. So with that said, I'm going to go ahead and get another green source into play here and pass it back. This could be Bant Snow with a play like Field of Ruin Go. It is definitely feeling a lot more like that. We could be running into a mana leak here. I don't know that I want to play around it. I mean, we could play around it by slamming Azusa, but then we don't have the mana to transmute TUS. Well, also, there's no point in playing the TUS as an additional land drop here since we wanted to cycle it for bounce land anyways. So, that being the case, since we're not playing an extra land this turn anyways, I don't know. We still need to get the blue mana from our Dryad, so we need the Dryad to stay in play. So I think we're going to go ahead and play Dryad here. We'll copy the copy of our snow-covered forest. Not that that does anything in particular. And we'll play a Dryad here. And we'll pass it back. They either have the kind of spell or they don't. I don't really care one way or another, to be honest. They have the mana leak. We will not pay. That's fine, I guess. This definitely feels like Bant Snow. And they play an Astrolabe and pass. So we actually have a Growth Chamber here, which is interesting. We could play Azusa and still be able to play Titan. No, because they have Field of Ruin up. So if we lead on the Growth Chamber, what happens? I don't know if they would Field of Ruin it if we just played the Growth Chamber out, but that would give us the ability to play a Dryad and then play Growth Chamber again and also transmute T-West, and then I guess we could get Cavern. I think they may not not Ghost Quarter, Field of Ruin the Growth Chamber if I just start out by playing it. We'll see. Yeah, so they did not. And then in that case, we'll actually go ahead and pick up one of these Vesuvas here. So we'll play the Dryad. Alright, we're going to play a Vesuva, copying this Growth Chamber here. I'll untap it. And now we're transmuting this Talari West for a Cavernous Souls, I believe. Well, this can be a blue. And we'll pick up our other Vesuva here. This way, if they can't interact with a Summoner's Pact, we have an uncounterable Titan next turn, which is pretty good. Although, to be honest, the only counters I'm really afraid of, I guess, are Cryptic Command if they have a second blue source here. And maybe another Mana Leak, or like Snap Mana Leak, I guess, although most of them don't play Snapcaster anymore. Those are the only real counterspells that see play out of the Bant Snow deck. So, it's possible that I should get a Pact here and represent a extra copy of Primeval Titan. I find it unlikely that they have another counterspell. They probably do have a Cryptic, and if they have any blue land, then we're going to want to have this Cavern Souls, so that's what I'm going to do, but it's a little close whether or not we should be transmuting for a second Pact here. I think it's fine to do this for now, because it's still possible we just top deck a Titan or another Summoner's Pact, so I wonder if we're going to get Path to Exiled here. I can't really imagine that we do. They're obviously playing a Snake here. I don't think it's worth it to Path the Dryad, to be honest. Since they know we have a Cavern, they should hold up a path for our Titan. So if they path here, I'm going to go ahead and operate under the assumption that they have a second path. We also might want to Summoner's Pact on their turn to play around Force of Negation, depending on what they do here. I think it's fine to take a turn off just to make sure we get a Titan actually into our hand. So, they don't have Cryptic mana, but they do have Force of Negation mana. In that case, since they would just pay the 3 mana straight up for their Force of Negation anyways, it's better to go to our turn because we could top deck a Titan here. So here I'm kind of tempted to play Cavern and then Vesuva Cavern so that they would have to have a second Field of Ruin to get rid of them. And that way we get our guaranteed land drops out of the Dryad. The thing I'm wondering is whether or not I go for casting the Summoner's Pact or not. I'm thinking maybe I do not. So maybe I just lead on Stirrings here. I'm going to try leading on Stirrings. Slayer Stronghold. Not going to be great pickup here. I think we want the Simic Growth. The reason we don't want to pick up either of these other two lands is because they could just field them. Although they, at this point, they might need to save the field for a Field of the Dead. But anyways, I'm going to go ahead and play our land drops out. And again, we're going to play a Vesuva copying the Cavern here. So we have guaranteed uncounterable Titan, unless they happen to have another field. And if they do, then they will absolutely have no way to answer a Field of the Dead. So that should be fine. And then, I don't know if it's going to be right to play Azusa here, because that plays into a Supreme Verdict. Although I guess if they play a Supreme Verdict on their turn, then that allows us to just go ham with our pack. Let's see, we could pay 4, have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and be 1 short of casting a Titan if they Supreme Verdicted us. We could like pack on their end step so they can't force it, and then when we pay for the 4, we'd only have 5 mana available that turn, so I'm not sure that that's going to be the line. Unless we were to, say, play Azusa, play Growth Chamber, pick up, I don't know, like a Cavern, like the actual Cavern, I suppose, and then play it again, then we'd have 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That would do it, actually. Okay, so I think, let's see, their Ice Fang has Death Touch, so we're not attacking into it for sure. Let's tap this, and this. We'll tap the copy, I guess. We'll play an Azusa. Because if this resolves, then that puts us in a fine position. We'll go ahead and play out our Growth Chamber here as well. And we'll play this Naming Giant once again. Alright, and we'll pass. I think we'll just yield, because I don't think I will want to cast this Summoner's Pact during my turn at all. Ice Fang, okay. Now if we top deck actual Titan, we'll be in great position. If they tap out here, say for like a 5 fairy or a Jace or something, then we'll be in good position as well. We can even play around a Spell Pierce here, so 5, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, we're actually 1 mana short on the Titan here. There's a Jace. That's fine. And we're going to go ahead and let them brainstorm here and set the top of their deck before they know about the Summoner's Pact, because they may be operating under the assumption that we don't actually have access to a Titan here. Let's see. If we pack now, then we'd have to top deck a land to cast our Titan, but that's better than getting our pact countered, so I'm going to cast it now. We don't need to worry about tapping out one of our Cavernous Souls here, because they have their Field Ruin tapped, so it's fine. Alright, land. Ooh, another Titan. Oh no! Okay, well, we're passing back. At least we have a guaranteed Titan now. This has become a very interesting game. I kind of have to assume that they have a path here. They're going to go ahead and fetch away whatever they put on top with the Jace. Interesting. Oh no, they plus Jace. That's intriguing. Well, we'll search from the path for sure. Now that just informs us that one of our Titan triggers needs to get a Field of the Dead. Probably Field of the Dead plus a bounce land without having played a land drop, so we can immediately play a Vesuva copying Field of the Dead. Although I'm becoming aware that we might be soft to a Cryptic Mystic Sanctuary loop. I don't know how we can prevent that. I don't know if this is right from them to use their Field of Ruin. It feels questionable to me. They're playing Snow basics, so I'm going to get a regular forest here. Mystic Sanctuary. I guess they didn't want to shuffle away whatever they put on top here. I just don't think this Path to Exile is going to cut it. They must already have a Cryptic here. That's the only thing that I can imagine. So in that case, we might want Titan to get Bojuka Bog if it resolves. Bojuka Bog plus Bounce Land. Or even Ghost Quarter actually would be good. We could get Ghost Quarter plus Field of the Dead. Playing Uro here is very odd. Okay. Do they have another land drop this turn? I was not really paying attention, so... We'll take our 1 damage. I think that is acceptable. Okay. Or we could just naturally draw the Bojuka Bog. That's cool, too. Okay, well. Here's a Titan. We know they have a path. So this could be Field plus Bounce Land. That way we can pick up a Vesuva and then get a second field already in play against this Field of Ruin. And then we'll have a Bojuka Bog to break up the Cryptic loop. I think I'm okay with that. Let's see, what bounce land do we want here? Probably just another Growth Chamber to... Nah, we have 2 Growth Chambers. That might be fine. I don't know. We could actually... Nah, it doesn't need to be a bounce land. So we'll get a growth chamber, I guess. I guess we're not getting any actual tokens with this, but not at the moment. There's also the opportunity to play another Titan here if we want to. I don't know if that's going to be a good move, though. Because that would be playing into Supreme Verdict, so I guess not. I don't mind if they get back Uro here, I think. Well, we could bog them anyways. That gives them the opportunity to Field of Ruin our Bajuka Bog. But if they do that, then I still have Ghost Hoarder to break up their Cryptic Loop, so I'm just going to go ahead and do it. Now, I guess maybe getting the second Growth Chamber wasn't the best, but we'll pass it back. There's no reason to show them the second Titan or even play it at all, so. So they field the Vesuva here. We still have one basic left, so that's cool. We only have 6 names, so we need one more. Oh, they have the second field? Oh, man. Or was that third field now? Well, that makes it a little more difficult. I guess now we're just chaining Titans with... Well, we're chaining one more Titan with our remaining Talaria West. The question is, do we play around another path, or like a Coatl here? I mean, if we attack into this Coatl, then we lose our... Excuse me, then we lose our Titan. Yikes. Okay, so then instead, we're obviously playing a Titan here, that's for sure. That's 5, 6, hold on. Let me try something. I've been meaning to test this. So if I float the 5 mana that is not the Cavernous Souls, and then play Titan... no, it still makes me pay all of it. Okay, that's weird. I don't understand you, Magic Online. Sometimes. Yeah, this is fine. So, the question is, what are we getting here? We can get Valakut and Talaria West? I don't know if that's going to do it. Because we don't have a way to bounce the Talaria West. We still would need to get a Dryad into play. I think we need to be able to haste our Titan here, to be honest, and just hope they don't have a path. Because then we can... Oh, we can't even clear the Jace. 7 minus 1. Yeah, there's no way we can... No, because it'll get +2. So yeah, we have to haste our Titan here. For sure. We're going to let it die to the Ice Fang, which sucks. But then we'll get Talaria West and either a Bounce Land or Valakut, probably. Talaria West and Valakut. Hope to top deck something like a Dryad. We'll pick up a Growth Chamber here, I think. And then, yeah, I guess we'll play our Ghost Quarter, might as well. So we gotta send everything at Jace here, I think. Attack with all creatures at Jace. We don't necessarily have to attack with Azusa. If they have a snap path, then we can't do anything about it, so I don't really want to lose the Azusa for no reason. Alright, we'll get Valakut and Talaria West, I guess, and I think that sets us up best. Although, I'm really low on time here. Actually, we don't want to yield quite yet. Sure. Yep, that's fine. Do I do anything about this Dryad now? I think now is going to be better than ever. Come on. Because otherwise I'm playing into more counterspells than just whatever they might have right now. They could have a force in hand, but... Yep. Well. Alright. Things are not looking great. We still have Titans to top deck. A Dryad as well wouldn't be terrible. We have a Ghost Quarter to break up a Cryptic Loop. Ooh, they're attacking. Okay. Well, the race is on, because I will swing at them with this Azusa. There's a Dryad. I don't know if I want to show it to them, though, to be honest. I'm going to at least attack first. I think I do play the Dryad. So I will. They just have to have another counterspell here. The last card has to be Cryptic. Okay. But yeah, I don't think we could have won this game with an active Jace on the board, to be honest. So... I don't understand why they're attacking with Coatl here, to be honest. I guess they might have the Supreme Verdict? Yeah, they do. Well, that sucks. We can still potentially grind them out with this Slayer Stronghold. Another Uro is quite problematic as well. Yeah, we might be out of this game now. Grazer. Nah, let's just... I guess we could top deck a Titan and be fine. So we'll play the rest of this out. At least... for now. If we top deck a Titan, I guess we're getting a bounce land to pick up Bajuka Bog and Sunhome. Both of our Vesuvas are gone, so we can't get an extra red-white source into play to be able to Stronghold and Sunhome in the same turn, but... I mean, we have a red, so we could actually get... I'm not gonna play that. We could get Selesnya Sanctuary and Sunhome, actually. And that way we can activate both the Garrison and the Sunhome. So... of course, we'd have to top deck a Titan here, and I don't think it's going to happen. If we top deck actual Primeval Titan, then the Cavern will allow us to have an out here, but... I mean, that's all. And if we do happen to top deck a Titan, it does beat Icefang Coatl, because we'll have the Double Strike, so... I just don't know if we can beat 4 cards. They probably have some kind of counterspell or a path now. We could block and trade with the Ice Fang, but I just don't think that's gonna be relevant at all. Okay. I mean, they're down to 3 cards now. Yeah, we have to top deck literal Primeval Titan right now. How about another Amulet? No, we'll go ahead and concede. Okay, that was kind of disheartening. They just had to have the supreme verdict there, and they found it. I guess that does happen. We probably want Balos as additional threats, or possibly at least. We definitely want Tracker. We definitely want at least 2 Beast Withins, if not 3. They probably have Ashiok. A Mystical Dispute comes in. I think Baloth is probably good enough. I've had success with Baloth in the past. We can trim Stirrings, maybe 2, an Amulet, a Grazer, for sure. Maybe 2 Grazers, actually. I don't love Azusa in this matchup. Maybe trim one of those. I could even see 2 Azusas. I just don't like Azusa against the more controlling, like, grindy type strategies. And then maybe 1 Garenbrig. Yeah, this is fine. I know I'm leaving myself liable to Ashiok with these Summoners packs, but I think having threat density is important, so... We'll play first again. Yeah, I think so. We have lands to cast a Tracker. I don't know if that's good enough, actually. I guess it is. We'll try it. But yeah, the Bant control matchup is kind of a difficult one to do well in. Now they probably have things like Aether Gust, or Disdainful Stroke, or Ashiok. They almost always have some combination of those. Temple Garden's an odd one in that deck. It's like the least likely land that you would want to play, but you kind of just have to play it. I guess we're playing Tracker because even if they answer it, then we'll be able to slam Baloth this upcoming turn. So, and if they do answer it, it's going to be in the form of a path. So, okay. So it looks like our Tracker's not quite dead yet. It looks like our Tracker might be good, y'all. If our Tracker stays in play, this matchup might become much easier than intended. If it stays in play, then I'm not playing the Baloth into a verdict, I think. I think I'd rather just draw cards with the Clue and hold up Mystical Dispute. So, I guess there was an argument to holding up Dispute this turn for a potential Ashiok, but I think that's going to be neither here nor there. We'll play Ghost Quarter, I guess. This way we can get an extra Clue from our Tracker if we really, really want to. They have... If we attack with this Tracker, we'd be playing into a Ice Fang. So I guess we don't want to do that. Is there a point in cracking our Clue now? I don't know. There might be. Nah, I don't think there is. I think we're going to get more value from holding up this Ghost Quarter to potentially Ghost Quarter ourselves, as weird as that seems. There's the Ice Fang that we were worried about. I mean, it's awkward not to be able to attack with this guy, but at least he'll draw some cards, so that's pretty good. Annoying that he gets to clock us, but we don't get to clock him. Makes this Baloth look a little foolish, just if it trades with an Ice Fang. Okay. Field of the Dead's not terrible. We'll play a Forest here, I guess. I don't think we can afford to attack, but now I think there is a reason potentially to crack Clue. So if we find an Amulet, we can play it, or like a Stirrings or something. Another Summoner's Pack is not the worst. So I guess we just pass it back. wonder what their goal is here. Fetching. Cryptic to bounce draw the tracker. I can force it back through with a mystical dispute. It might be better to dispute this. Nah, I'm gonna let it go, because we don't want to dispute this and get blown out by a 5 mana Teferi. Oh, we do have to discard. We'll discard a redundant Summoner's Pact, I think. Nah, let's discard a Crumbling Vestige. We've got plenty of mana now. I can already tell we're probably going to lose this game just based on time. But I guess I just need to play a little faster. I'm not really worried about the clock that these Ice Fang Quaddles represent. We definitely will play this tracker, though. Force them to have a Cryptic or something. If they Cryptic, we will fight over it, so... Manually. Yeah, we'll dispute this as well. And being patient is difficult. Because we're doing well on cards, but we don't really have a way to actually try to end the game. We're about to start making zombies with this Field of Dead if we decide to play it, which I don't know is going to be the right move. It might be better to Ghost Quarter their Field of Ruin and then play a Garrison. We just need to be able to put a clock into play, really. Whoa, really? You'll give me a free clue? I love that. And get rid of the Field of Ruin that was causing us problems? Love to see that. I wonder what this means. I guess they're trying to set up for an Uro here. Oh, they're getting an island for Mystic Sanctuary loops. Okay. Sure. Now let's go ahead and use this mana, I guess. Ancient Stirrings is interesting. We will not block this. Interesting. Dryad is not bad. They use that field, so we're going to play our field. Oh, no! We don't have different names now. Well, now I want to play Dryad to get an extra named land out, but I don't know if that's going to be the best play. Despite the fact that I did that, I think it's going to be better just to slam Baloth here. Nah, let's play Dryad, actually. Because the upside of getting a token from this Boros Garrison, if this resolves, is much better, I think. Archmage's Charm. Okay. Well, Stirrings. We'll take an Amulet? No, wait. Sunhome's actually really good here. Sunhome is really good because now we can double strike our Tireless Tracker through their blockers, so... We don't currently have a white source in play, but I think that's fine for the time being. Oh, they have a field rune again. Not great. They're going to go ahead and use it. Not unexpected here. Beast Within is interesting. That can cover the cryptic loops. Huh. Okay, well, I think we lead on Amulet because it's pretty mild. They're not gonna bother with that one, so I guess we'll play a Garrison. Whatever. Let's just nah, we want to play our Garrison pre-combat before we play a threat, so we can play around a mana leak or something. We can yield the Amulet for the time being, and we'll pick up a Forest, I guess. And then let's get this Baloth into play, I guess. We might actually end up Beast Withining our own thing in order to create a clock. Beast Within a clue or something. I don't hate that. I think Beast Within secret mode to fizzle Mystic cryptic targeting Mystic Sanctuary will be more effective, probably, so. Field Ruin's a little annoying, because it prevents us from activating Sunhome, but. What is this? Ashiok. Yeah, we can't do anything about that. We can Beast Within it if we want to. I guess we could have Summoner's Pacted in response. That might have been the best line, but. I think we Beast Within something, probably. There's not a lot of time to think about it. I think Beast Withining their Ashiok is going to be the best play here. Oh, no, not Mana Leak. That kind of sucks. Okay, no. So now we're probably on Sunhome, double striking, and ghost quartering their Field of Ruin, I would say. So we'll attack them. Use this Valve Cut. We'll explore here, I guess. Play a Tribe Scout, sure. And, well, if we Ghost Quarter their field, then we're not gonna be able to answer their Cryptic lock with the Sanctuary, so I think we have to save the Ghost Quarter for the Mystic Sanctuary, sadly. Field our Sunhome, that's fine. Again, not unexpected. Play land. Might have been better to play Breeding Pool, but who cares? Now we can't attack into the Ice Fangs, so we'll Clue, I guess. Another Tribe Scout is fine. And start pecking down this Ashiok, I guess. We'll pass for now. I guess we should have attacked with a Baloth just to get one of these Ice Fangs out of play. Archmage's Charm. They're drawing 2 cards. Okay. We probably want to shock in this breeding pool. Yeah, so we're going to respond to this. Sure. We cannot cycle our TUS because of the Dryad. Not the Dryad, because of the Ashiok. So that's not even a consideration. We do have Dryad plus Valakut here, which is not bad. That would actually enable us to immediately kill the Ashiok, and the extra source here... I mean, this is not going to resolve, though. I mean, we're going to start here anyways. I guess if we can make them tap out. I don't know if that's worth anything. Counter draw. That's fine. Alright, so we're swinging everything at Ashiok, it looks like. And this Vesuva is probably copying Valakut so we don't get artificially put out of this game by a field. There's no way we're going to win a game 3 even if we win this one, so... I guess that's fine. We could shuffle away the Cryptic, but... I think we have to, actually. In that case, we'll hit Hallowed Fountain, I guess. And we'll pass for now. Oh, it's a May. Oh, they didn't search. Okay, well, whatever. Yeah. They don't have an Uro quite yet. I definitely should have cast one of these packs before this Ashiok resolved, but oh well. If they're going to let it die briefly so I can attack it with this Tribe Scout, I wonder if we have anything to search for with it. We must. Another Vesuva here is kind of comical. So the first things first, we're going to attack this Ashiok. We'll see if they let it go through. Aether Gust him, huh? I guess we'll put him on top. Why not? This Vesuva can copy another Valakut, I guess. And we'll play Baloth. path. Okay. No. And we'll save everything that we have in our hand as of right now. It doesn't look like this Mystical Dispute is going to be doing much for us. Alright, we'll try to attack. Are they going to gain control of it? That'd be pretty funny. No reason to play anything here. I mean, our tracker did a ton of work. Still just couldn't quite get there. A little sad. A little sad. And we have no way of getting rid of this Ashiok, so it's quite frustrating. We have not yet lost our haste land, though. So if we get a Titan to play, which seems pretty unlikely, I'll go ahead and play land, I guess. Actually, that might be dumb since we're trying to beat them by clock, so... I mean, we can't really beat them by clock, if I'm being completely honest, but... Field. Okay. They haven't hit our, Cavernous Holes either. Alright, Titan. You can just get jammed right into play. I'm playing around nothing. That's fine. Yeah, that's only 2 Titans so far, so it's still possible for... If we draw another Titan, we might just hold it for the Cavernous Holes. To be honest. I mean, we can't beat Teferi ult anyways, though. Yeah, and we're a minute behind on clock. I might just go ahead and scoop here. Feels bad, but, I mean, I can't complain about a 4-1, and our opponent clearly has this game, so... I'm gonna go ahead and give them the old good game skis. Not gonna make them play out the last 3 minutes. Clearly they're managing their clock better than I am. Alright, well, could not manage the 5-0. Little sad, but not too bad. 4-1 is decent. As F. Paulus Z. Francisco likes to say, 80% Amulet, so can't really be unhappy with that. As for the list, I like it. It feels quite strong. It's a little bit of a dog to control, obviously, as you could probably tell from that game. In the last league, we were playing kind of a similar list and had some trouble against the bug control deck as well. I'm not really sure if that's something that we really should address. I think, obviously, the first step in that sort of direction would be to get a second Cavern of Souls, which is possible. I could also see throwing in, like, something crazy, like a Carnage Tyrant or something in the sideboard. I know that that might be a little much just for that matchup, but... Or like a Gaia's Revenge or something. I think I don't know if Carnage Tyrant has haste. I don't believe that it does. Just give me 1 second. So I went and pulled up the 2 cards I was just talking about. So Carnage Tyrant is the newer one. It can't be countered, trample hexproof. Obviously, it's going to be quite strong against the decks that are relying on 1-for-1 removal, but the fact that it can't actually attack the turn it comes into play is a little bit of an off-put for me, because the decks that you're intending on potentially playing a Carnage Tyrant for are the same decks that play things like Supreme Verdict and whatnot. It would obviously be very good against like the black-blue style of control decks that don't really have an efficient sweeper, but most of the control decks that we have problems with are the ones playing both Supreme Verdict and Path to Exile, I would say. So if I were to choose to play one of these in my sideboard, which I'm not saying is actually the best possible plan, but I would probably choose Gaia's Revenge. For 1 mana more, you get a dude with haste. It doesn't have trample, so that can be quite annoying. But its protection from non-green spells and non-green sources does not protect against something like Assassin's Trophy or Maelstrom Pulse, but other than that, like, generally Gaia's Revenge is where you'd want to be there. That said, I mean, it's a very narrow sideboard card. I don't know that it would be worth a slot, but if you absolutely wanted something to beat up on control, and you think you can actually get a Summoner's Pact Resolve, then Gaia's Revenge would do it. Speaking of Summoner's Pact, I think that perhaps if I had cast the Summoner's Pact in response to the Ashiok in that second game, instead of just yielding through it, because I didn't even give it consideration, had I done that and gotten access to like a Titan or something immediately, then things might have gone a little bit better, because we ended up just kind of running out of threats. Although I'm not really sure exactly that we would have been able to resolve those threats. There's a point in time where they were on very low cards, and we still had tons of cards in hand, but they weren't anything relevant because it was just Mystical Dispute and Summoner's Pact and that kind of thing. And so perhaps having cast the Summoner's Pact would have made the difference there. I don't know. Overall, though, that's just the kind of matchup where it's just like, even if you make all the right plays, it's still possible for you not to be able to win the game that you're playing. And I mean, that's just how it is. The control decks are going to be, in my opinion, pretty bad matchups. Even with the advent of Field of the Dead, like, it's just mainly because of the presence of Ashiok now and all the control deck sideboards. Like, if an Ashiok hits play, there's no way you can win. Without the Ashiok, it is possible, but you still have to play through a lot of different things that they could have along those lines. But mainly, as soon as the Ashiok gets in play, the game's probably over. So, yeah, I mean, to be honest, if you were playing in an FNM or something and wanted to save on time, or thought that you could win a game 3, let's say you win game 1 against a control deck, you're playing against them and they resolve an Ashiok game 2, I would highly advise that you just scoop that game up. As soon as the Ashiok hits play, scoop it up, go straight to game 3, because you might be able to win game 3 in that time frame. Whereas if you try to play it out and try to peck the Ashiok for 1 with your Tribe Scouts and all that stuff, that's just... I mean, look at the game we just played. Could we have played a little differently? Yeah, I mean, the Summoner's Pact could have mattered. It also very likely would have done nothing even if we had gotten a Titan. They just Aether Gust it. We put it on top. We play it. They counter it. That's it. You know what I mean? Like, it's not hard for them to have answers for it, especially when we didn't already have a Cavernous Souls in place. So, like it's not worth the time and effort to nickel and dime an Ashiok down, in my opinion. Like, it can be done, especially when you have access to Slayer Stronghold, but I just don't know if it's worth it in those cases. So, I don't know that I would advise that. Anyways, as for changes moving forward, I don't know. I've still been impressed by the land base as it is. I like the second Vesuva. I like the Crumbling Vestige. I don't feel a need for an additional field or Valakut. Perhaps a second Cavernous Souls, like I said. That would also help against the Urza decks, so that you don't have to worry, like, oh, if I slam this Titan and they counter it and non-tap and play an Urza, you know what I mean? Like, it just simplifies the situations to, can I beat an Urza, instead of, can I resolve this through a counterspell and then still be able to beat the Urza after, right? It also helps in those long games, like, we can get a Cavern fielded, from a control deck and still have a backup Cavern, or, something along those lines, where we have several lands that are quite big threats. One thing that's interesting to note that I found is that the Dryad does not really serve as a very efficient threat against control because it's very weak to like Path to Exile. Maybe I should be valuing it more as a threat against the like Ice Fang Quaddle builds because Path to Exile is quite often relevant against a Cavern Den Titan. So maybe running them through their Path to Exiles with Dryad could work, or maybe trying to play around to the point where we resolve a Dryad and have a couple land drops to play. I don't know. But yeah, I mean, I don't know if I would change the sideboard at all. Engineer Explosive still seems fine. I could see playing one of them in the main still. I know I just moved it to the side. I flip-flop back and forth because like I don't know if it really makes a huge impact versus main versus side. I know it would in certain matchups where the main board engineered explosives can be very relevant, such as like Boggles or Hardened Scales, but I don't know. There were many times where I wasn't that super impressed with Azusa. I think there was maybe one game in this entire league where having an Azusa allowed us to do something unusual. I think it was like a turn 3 Titan or something against, I don't know what matchup it was. If you remember it, go ahead and leave it in the comments, and I will look at it and remember what it is that I'm trying to talk about here. But anyways, the Azusa not really performing at its maximum. I'm not sure that I love it. I do like the split between Grazers and Tribe Scouts, though. I'm not sure about the numbers. It could be 3 Scouts and 2 Grazers or something along those lines, but I mean, I like it better than playing all of one or all of the other, I think, for the time being. Don't quote me on that. That might change. But we'll see. Yeah, if you guys have any suggestions for cards or things that I should consider, like if you have anything, I guess like for example, an Uro could be a consideration against the control deck. That wouldn't be terrible. I don't know. If you have any suggestions for that kind of card, I'm definitely interested in fielding those suggestions. But yeah, I guess that's it for now. Sorry I couldn't make that 5-0 happen for you guys, but I'm happy with the 4-1. Anyways, this is Redface Menace, signing off.